It's gonna be some cool stuff.
As kids growing up, there were always things we wanted, whether it be Barbie dolls, Legos, Hot Wheels, video games, or baseball cards. But for some of us, it's Star Wars that made the most impact. So this week, the Geek and I take a look back at some of our most favorite Star Wars collectibles. Good afternoon, Jeffrey. How are you, sir?
Oh man, dude, this thing is real. I heard about the 3D Star Wars Marvel comic. Yeah. Hey man.
Hey, is it really 3D?
Well, in my mind, hold on, I got to my glasses on. In my mind, yeah, it is 3D. If you throw on the glasses, dude, it's killer. Look, check it out. Check it. Oh.
So
Stan Lee, man, Stan Lee.
Would that be the same as this one?
Yeah, you got it. But can it be this one?
I don't know.
This one?
I have that, but that is not out of my box. I have
box. You want to talk about box? Let's slide the box.
All right. Hold on a second.
You want to see what's in the box? Or we can hold it back? Are we holding back?
All right.
You want the box?
Hold on a second. So, Star Wars collectibles. When did you start collecting Star Wars stuff?
Well, it started with my mother. Let's open the box. This is a Laserdisc box collectible, and I guess we'll start with this one. I don't know if you want to make it bigger or not, but
yeah, what is
It's the program for Star Wars. Dude, when I went to see Star Wars for the very first time, yeah, man, I mean, here's the deal, dude. My mom, God bless her soul, she's gone now. I wanted something cool, and she got this first kids. And so, like, all cool moms, there's a program. So, what was cool about this thing, and here's the middle part, it's a TIE firefight. What's cool about this program was that, you know, my mom knew this is going to be important to me. And God rest her soul. When I watch Star Wars, dude, and by the way, here's the back end of it. Always let the Wookiee win.
That's it.
Oh man, I'm bringing the tears here. Star Wars meant so much to me. My mom knew this film was so important, and when she was passing, she knew, and I told her, I said, "The may the force be with you." It's also a Catholic thing. May God be with you, kind of thing. But when I said, "May the force be with you," she clenched my hand, and I want to thank my little brother and his wife Michelle and my nephew Caden for the shirt. 77 live, man. Yeah, right. Not to bring anybody down, but yeah, Star Wars is strong in my family. Sorry, man.
No, it's you're good. I understand. I mean, it's emotional for everybody. I mean, you see the reactions that people had just last week, 2 weeks ago, when Luke Skywalker came back in the Mandalorian,
Oh,
and the emotions that it brings is it's like nothing. Uh, I think anybody is can duplicate and or will duplicate ever again. Um, and it's
I want to say one thing. Thank you, Kevin Smith, for this sign right here. I sure we're open because Kevin Smith was one of the very few people that started talking about Star Wars and its films.
yeah, all those jokes with Randall, right? Is Randall?
Yep.
Yep, yeah,
And the Death Star jokes.
yeah, yeah. So what else? What else do you have in your collection there?
You can bring out the box because this box contains so much memories. I'll bring the first one.
Now, do you
Hold on.
store them? Is that like your locker? You store everything inside that box?
Well, it's a laser disc box, and it's very self-contained. And I have this. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There you go.
There you go. Wow.
Carrie Fisher, this chick. Oh man, I met this chick. She's off the chain. When I met Carrie Fisher, it was by accident. Um, I met her in Dallas, Texas, right before she died. Um, Damn it, man. I'm going to get fucking crying here. When I met Carrie Fisher in Dallas, Texas, this I got the sign, and she's a cool chick, man. Laid back, hanging out, 110%. And she's like one. I tell you what, dude. When I met Carrie Fisher, she was so laid back. She's like going, "Who else is on your checklist? You want to see who's next?" Oh no, oh, there you go. Can you make it bigger? You see this? James Earl Jones.
Wow.
I got to meet him by accident because of Carrie Fisher. She's like going, "Hey man, he's not doing a thing, but he is here. He's doing a thing for another thing. I'm like, well, not for Star Wars? This is how cool this chick was. I had 24 hours with Carrie Fisher. And I will never take back that 24 hours ever. Because that chick was laid back, cool, and I gave her my number, and she called me back. She's like going, "You ready for James Earl Jones?" I'm like going, what? You're kidding me. I thought Carrie Fisher's, teasing me. She wasn't. She was sincere, and I got that. And you know what? This was her picture. She had this. He signed it. Hold on. I don't know if you can see this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a marker. It's like really thin pen. And I'm like, oh, man. That's the reason why I keep it in my treasure trove of Laserdisc.
This special box.
Now, okay, here's the deal. This is the special edition Laserdisc. It's the only hard case I got. So, yeah, I keep all my special stuff, including, like you saw in the intro, my Marvel comic. Very pristine, like you have, sir.
Well, yours is a lot in a lot better condition than mine, because mine has torn pages, but I can't.
No way, dude!
I can't tell you how many times I read this. But
it's Marvel Comics bringing Star Wars.
Yeah, what I also have is before the single edition.
Oh, make it bigger, make it bigger.
Before the single edition of Empire Strikes Back, Marvel did a series where they split the story in two, and I have the large.
Okay, I found this on the web.
Wow.
I have the large.
That's the original?
That is an original. That is issue number 1. And then Marvel Special
Holy
Edition.
Crap. That's 2?
Number 2. So number 2, the first page is where kind of the cliffhanger from edition 1, and it starts with them jumping across the chasm on the Death Star. And this is not. I mean, you can see this is an 8-year-old's comic, as you can see. So,
did you put your name on it?
I did. It's specially signed. If anybody wants to buy it is specially signed. But I also have this from. So they started with 2 in the large, and then they did 1 for Empire Strikes Back, and then when Return of the Jedi came out, I think there was a large edition, a large print edition, but I'm not sure. But I do have all 4 of the Return of the Jedi Marvels.
Wow, dude!
So there's 4 editions of that I have.
Well, see, I was looking at my Marvel right now. Look at my Marvel. This one's from, back in the days, the original. This is the killer part. There you go. Stan Lee presents. Right? Who I knew in the future where Marvel and Star Wars were so significant to our timeline, right? Especially this. I don't know if you can see it or not.
What
You
is it?
remember
Yeah.
that? We'll leave the Easter egg for the
Mhm.
fans out there.
So,
But outside the autographs and whatnot, and the original, you know,
mhm.
handbooks that I got, let's talk about Star Wars, man.
Well, let me show you. I don't know if you can top this one, but this one is very special. This
I can't
one,
see.
this one
Sorry.
allows me to travel throughout the galaxy. And I don't know if you have one of these.
Hold on. Let me see. I think I have. All right, Ray.
It is my Star Wars intergalactic passport.
Sorry, I gotta put my glasses on. I'm old. Holy crap! Really?
So I've been to so far in it says okay, this is official use. All right, as you can see. Well, maybe not. There you go. Official use. And I've been to
Wow.
I've been to Dantooine. I've been to Tatooine.
Nice.
I've been on a Star Destroyer. I've been to Moss Isley, right there, Moss Isley Spaceport. This is I had just gotten away, and I just made it. But if you look right here, I was on Alderaan for a little while, and I did make it out.
Before or after?
Well, not definitely not after. Definitely not after. But
I figured you're on a Stardust, like Stardust.
yeah, I flew through the system.
Oh come on! We gotta give a shout out to Rogue.
Well, speaking of Rogue One, I do have, I really stopped collecting stuff, figures and stuff like that. I went to more, books and movies and stuff like that. But I did find these. These were in Dollar Tree. I got all of these in Dollar Tree for $1 a piece.
Oh, don't tell me. Wow.
There's Cassian Andor. These were all a buck each. And,
That's what 3/4 scale?
and there she,
That a small one?
there's your Stardust right there.
That's a small one, right?
These are the tiny, the tiny figures. So,
Right, the ones we grew up with.
right, that size.
Well, here's the deal. Damn it. I'm not prepared now. See, you got me going here. I have a release where she's a colonel, like like above where she grew before they decided to make the movie different.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that one. I have it in a box. Damn it.
So, as far as what is the oldest Star Wars collectible you have?
Well, that would be my crack it out program. My mom got me.
Okay, so we sent out a call to the viewers and listeners about sending us photos of your collection. So I got a response from Debbie, and what Debbie sent in was this.
Nice.
This is
What is that?
it is a Darth Vader lithograph.
What year?
I'm not certain, but it looks like down here at the bottom it's signed by the author, the artist. Let's see if I can make it bigger. So we have Shadows of the Empire. So that's a pretty old story line, I believe, right? So she sent us a picture of that.
Interesting. Cool.
Then there's this one.
What's her name?
Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. Thank you for the shout out.
And
Appreciate you.
Then she sent this one.
Oh, she's got more?
She has three of the lithographs. And this one is, of course, you can see that's Boba.
Debbie, if you need to donate a lithograph, Jeff Dickinson right here.
And then what she had sent in was a couple of photos of an item that she, I believe in her letter. So she sent these over, and she said she got these from a friend of hers that, let's see if I can bring it up. So she's got this Yoda.
Nice.
So she didn't know where this came from, and asked
she knows we're going to send it too.
If I do a little research on it. So this is a vinyl Yoda puppet. And on the back, on his neck, it says Lucasfilm, made, of course, probably made in China, but it says 1981. So
before the days, man. Here's the deal. This is a shout out to all the collectors. If you're collecting and got anything before 1997, that's the thing to have, because that's going for big money.
So let me bring this up. So I did some research for her, and I found this online. Let's see if I can. So here is the original.
Your step must be quick. Your action
Commercial.
sure.
Yoda puppet and the Force lightsaber.
As you move your lightsaber, the sound of the Force moves with you. It can be a powerful friend. That is your first lesson. Learn it well. The Force isn't my lightsaber. The Force is in all things. Even you, my young
I
Jedi.
remember that.
Force lightsaber and new Yoda puppet, each sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars Hardback Collection.
So thank you,
I
Debbie,
remember that.
for sending that stuff in. I mean, that was one of the items I know I wanted the lightsaber, but never got it, and I don't remember that Yoda. I don't remember the Yoda puppet. So
well, I remember it because it's before 1997. Here's the deal: there was a dry spell, and Lucasfilm was like literally throwing out stuff, and between 83 and 97 was that weird period. And that's, like I said, is very highly collectible, because that was a dry period. That was when, Kenner was throwing out stuff before they lost her license.
was that the Schwarzenegger Skywalker, and where they're all beefed up like they're on steroids and stuff?
That was when we were doing this, man.
Yeah, a little of that.
And we're doing this, and like going, come on, man, bring it back.
Bring back the cool stuff. So, anything else you want to talk about on the on Star Wars collectibles, Jeff?
Oh, collectibles? Let's dive into the movies.
Okay.
Let's talk about how should we approach these movies. Being me, or OG, I saw it as a kid. You saw it when you saw it. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, I remember I saw it in the summer of 77. I was 8 years old and I saw it for my birthday. And the thing that I remember about it the most is driving to the theater to go see the movie. And I know every one of my friends had seen it already, and I was one of the last ones in August to see it. And I remember driving down to the theater, and the way that we had to go, we had to make a U-turn to go up a different side, a fork in the road to go up a different highway, and the theater was right there. And my dad, before we made the U-turn, we were stopped at a light, and he said, "Boys," because my brother was with us, and he said, "Boys, we're unfortunately not going to go see Star Wars today because there's too much sex and violence in it. So we are going to go see a Porky Pig movie." And my brother and I flipped out in the car, and it just turns out that my dad was teasing us and already had the tickets to go see it for my birthday. So that is what I remember the most. I don't remember, everybody has the story of them seeing the Star Destroyer come over for the first time, and that's when I wanted to be in movies. And you know what? I don't remember any of that. Um, it was a great experience, and I fell in love with the movie. I know that because of, I mean, as you can see, what's in the room behind me. Um, I have every version of the film that has ever been released, whether it be the widescreen, the original cut widescreen, the original pan and scan version, the widescreen THX version, whatever it be. The only thing that I do not have is the Blu-rays. I do not. Oh, I have not bought Star Wars on Blu-ray yet. I don't know why.
You want to hear an interesting story? I stood in line. This is so sad because I own the originals. I own the originals on DVD, which said Star Wars, like literally Star Wars, and goes to crawl. No episode labels. Boys and girls, there was no episode labels back in the days. But I stood in line for that Blu-ray only because I heard there was special features that's going to be released. And yes, sir, they were. If you guys get a chance, okay, I purchased it DVD, well, as you saw, laser disc. And oh my goodness, hold on. I dropped it. Stood in line and met this chick. Every penny worth it. Dude. Hold on, there you go. I don't know if you can see it. Like I said, it's worth every penny. When you repurchase these things, it's not doing anything but bringing back something important to you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you start with the DVD, and well, hold on, the VHS, and then I never owned a VHS, you know, Star Wars until when it first got introduced. And I was like going, Do I want to do it Panascan? Do I want to do the letterbox? Because the letterbox was so important because it's the true aspect. And I had the laser disc version that I originally purchased. Literally, not prepared for this. John, you always say you never prepared. Yeah, I own the original Laserdisc that has the version that says Star Wars, and then boom, goes in the scroll. No episode label. So yeah, how deep do you go into the Star Wars? How deep are you into Star Wars? Man, I go deep, 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 deep. I love Star Wars so much that not only do I collect Star Wars, the movies, but I got the books. And we're talking about the Topps cards. Oh man. Did you ever collect the Topps cards, Sean?
Oh yeah, I have. My bedroom wall was littered with Topps Star Wars baseball cards. So
Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. Like I said, I wish I was better prepared. All right. So you want to start with 1, 2, or 3? You tell me.
let's start with one.
All right, Star Wars. There's a book of all the Star Wars cards that we all collected. And it comes with a wrapper. It's like, oh man, it's like the wrapper. Like you used to get the bubble gums.
Mhm.
You want to see something cool? All right, here we go. Here's the opening page and the ending page. And there's a special thing on these books. If you ever get a chance to get special cards. But in the back end, the bubble gum we can't always chew.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, ready? Empire? You
Sure.
do it?
Yeah.
All right. Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, so now that one I've seen. That book I've seen in the stores. I have not seen the Star Wars one.
Did you know there was a special? Oh, there's a special card in there. And here we go. We can't forget Jedi.
Uh.
We gotta love Jedi. Ewoks. Because they
Yeah.
kicked the stormtroopers' ass.
Yeah. That was
And there's something special.
that's
Oh,
that's very neat. Yeah, I probably have my Star Wars card somewhere, but um I'd have to dig through boxes and boxes of stuff that's out in the garage just to find a
I
couple
used to have them, dude. I sold them. You know why I sold them?
because
I
you
was
needed money.
gaining Star Trek cards.
You traded it. You sold them for Star Trek cards.
Yes, sir. Because I was trying to get the original Star Trek cards from Star Trek. Hold on. Yeah, I got
Okay.
that too. But
Yes.
this is not about Star Trek. But hey, guess
Well-
what? Special Star Trek stuff.
You know, Star Trek. Star Trek wasn't big for me until probably. I would say, I did watch the Next Generation, and then that's probably where I was really introduced into Star Trek. And I know, like you
Next
said,
gen for me, man.
this
Hurt my heart.
isn't a Star Trek show, but as far as Star Trek stuff that I have,
I heard you got a killer ornament.
this is basically I have a Deep Space Nine magazine that is, where is it? Right there. Can you see that? Signed by
Yeah.
signed by Quark. I met him at probably, I think it was a Star Trek convention in Manhattan one year. And there's Quark. He signed 2 things for me that day.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's about it I have on Star Trek. I mean, I do have some comics that I thought at the time when I picked them up they were going to be worth something, but I'm not good at finding
Well,
stuff
I'm
like
not going to
that.
bring out my Star Trek autographs because you know what? I could do that too.
Okay, so what you know
Yeah,
what we'll
man.
do is we'll
Here's
save
the
that for
deal. We're talking
future
about Star
program.
Wars, the wars. Can I ask you a question, sir? My sir. You have to introduce the films to a new generation. Now, we grew up with the OG Star Wars, Empire, Jedi. That's how we grew up, right?
Mhm.
77 style. Now, how would you introduce this new venture with all the prequels and sequels and in between this? How would you introduce the film to your grandchild?
Well, let me tell you how I did it with my kids, because
Well, let's start with
you
your
know
kids.
yeah when my boys were old enough, of
How
course
old
we
was
did.
that?
Well, my
What's old enough for Star Wars? For me,
well, I'm not talking about.
I literally, dude, I was 12 years old when I saw Star Wars.
Yeah, I was 8, so
What's old enough then for Star Wars?
well, what I don't when I say old enough, I don't mean old enough as in age. I mean old enough as in getting ready to go see um, a Star Wars movie in the theater.
Do you
Um,
understand the
no, not even understand, but
storyline or
just because they were born. My oldest son was born in '97, so he was 2 when Phantom Menace came out. So that's not old enough to go to a movie. Is what I was, to a theater.
can I stop you for a second? Famous, disappointment, or a joy?
Uh, I
I
can
was like,
I can literally
eh.
remember
I was
when
so disappointed.
that movie ended. I literally remember turning to my friend who we lined up outside the theater with. I went.
You
I just
still
went.
lie too?
I went. What the heck was that?
I was
Um,
like going, George R. Binks, what? What the
but
hell? I was
afterwards,
trying to race. I was looking forward to seeing what happens after Jedi. That I was so disappointed. Like going, okay, let's just start from the beginning. Sure, I was getting there. I was
Mhm.
like, let's see Darth Vader, and I was like going, Jar Jar Binks, what? And then to see the Emperor. By the way, for most people didn't know that the Emperor was there. He's like, "What? We're very interested in seeing your outcome."
Well, I mean, it's kind of a giveaway. You knew who he was, but um,
A
I
lot of
think
people
I
didn't
think
know that though.
I think over the years I've come to like Phantom Menace a lot better than now. Some people say their favorite prequel is number 3 is Revenge of the Sith. I kind of like the first one better because it reminded me more of the original, where there was more, it was more storytelling and world building than it was action adventure. And I think that's what the problem is with the sequels, is that they didn't go into world building. They just said, here's Star Wars 30 years later, let's go swing some lightsabers and shoot at some people. And they didn't build any worlds, and you don't see it's like, oh, another desert planet, woohoo, the galaxy is very boring, until you go look at the original. Until you look at the original, you were on a desert planet and a Death Star. That was the entire movie. Desert Planet and Death Star. You didn't go anywhere else. And then in Empire, they bring us to the Snow Planet and a Cloud City and a Swamp World. And then in Jedi, you have, a forest, a giant forest. And in The Phantom Menace, you have Coruscant, a city that's a planet. And you have, another, a moon, a planet of Naboo.
Did you watch the second film, the
everything, and
prequel?
you have everything that goes underneath in the lakes, where the Gungans live. So there was always a different world. Whereas I don't know. I just think they lost their imagination and just wanted to make a film and just stamp it with a Star Wars logo and say, here you go.
For me, dude, I mean, hey, I own the box set. So yeah, I own the originals and the prequels back when it got released on Blu-ray. And that's all we had back in the days, because this is before George Lucas said, you know what? I'm selling the franchise. But before he did, all we got was the prequels and then the originals. And the second one, I never watched to this day. I mean, I tried. I literally put it in there, and it's like after he's flying around and bouncing around and trying to fight people on the land speeder thing, it lost me. I pulled it out. But the third one, that got me, because I want to see how Darth Vader became Darth Vader. So yeah, it got me on the third one.
Well, going back to what started this was when are you old enough to bring children to a Star Wars movie? So when Attack of the Clones came out, that was 2002. So you figure, let's see, 97, 8, 99. So he was 4 or 5 years old at the time, probably 4 because he was a December baby. So if it came out in May, probably 4 years old.
Sagittarius, way to go.
So he did not go with me when it came out, but a little later on, they re-released it in IMAX. So his first Star Wars movie was
the cartoon,
was Attack of the Clones in IMAX, and we drove. I remember driving. No, episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Okay,
the one that you say you can't sit through. His first Star Wars movie was Star Wars in IMAX, and then as far as the last one, I made sure when Revenge of the Sith came out that he was there opening night and waited online. So
did you like that one?
It was okay.
I mean, did you like the way Darth Vader became Darth Vader and at the end? I mean, I thought it tied it before Rogue. They tied it in pretty good, I thought.
You know what? I've mixed feelings on it. I mean, they're good movies to watch. I have a problem with the dialogue. I don't think it was real dialogue. No, not even that. It's like, you can watch all these TV shows that are on today, and I turn to my wife and go, people don't talk like that. That is not a line that would normally come out of somebody's mouth.
Dude, George Lucas wrote lines that no one will ever talk about. Come on.
Well, I believe it was.
I think Hamill and Harrison Ford said a lot about that.
But it's not. I'm not talking about the words. I'm talking about the dialogue, where it just doesn't sound real. Whereas in the first Star Wars, Episode 4,
I am your father.
Well, not even that. It's from what I can remember, I think the screenplay was rewritten by Francis Ford Coppola. And if anybody knows dialogue, it's that guy. So
Now you can't blame George for bringing Francis along because you know what? They're good buddies from back in the days.
I'm not blaming him. I just think it made it better, because to see Anakin standing there and going, "Oh, I hate sand. It's coarse. It's rough. It gets everywhere." I mean,
Sand people.
it's just bad dialogue. So, well,
You know what was crazy for me was the hatred for sand people. Yet they're the ones that saved Boba Fett's ass, and we're not talking about the TV show, by the way. We're talking about the movies. Anyway, I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna to say, is there any other collectibles you want to? Is there any other collectibles you want to share with us before we wrap this up?
Well, let's talk about the order that we need to show this to our future folks. Now, for me personally, you need to watch Rogue One, Star Wars, Empire, Jedi, and then, of course, the rest of the sequels. And then if you want to go to the, as I call them, the squeakles, and Kevin Smith said the same thing, you go to that for reference. John, what's yours? What order would you show this to your children?
It has to be 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. That would be the way I would.
So you exclude the sequels?
I'd say, you know what, if you have time to waste, you can watch them, but it's not
Force Awakens rules, dude. Come on.
That was a piece of garbage.
You didn't like Force Awakens, Jedi, or
Last Jedi? No. And Rise of Skywalker is I told you during one of our other episodes that I use that as a doorstop. So,
gotta send that to this guy right here.
Well, it's under the
I'll
door.
give you a real doorstop. Send that thing over here. Because I have a lot of respect for the Skywalker series. And by the way, the prequels blows, dude. They blow. Outside the third one I like because I get to see how, Darth Vader became Darth Vader. Outside from that, I can leave it alone. The original OG3 77 style, yeah.
That's it.
Other than that, the sequels I enjoyed because I always wanted to see what happens next. And that's all we all wanted. What happens next?
And unfortunately, we didn't get it. So we got
this guy.
We got a whole bunch of characters that nobody cares about. And, in a world where you're just like, ooh, everything that happened in the previous 6 movies doesn't mean a thing. Absolutely.
I'm Roger Ebert. You're Cisco.
Absolutely.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
It's 2 thumbs down from this guy. So
this guy's got a thumbs up, man.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on another edition of the Geek and I podcast. For news and information, visit geeknewsnow.net. That's everything you need to know in the world of geek. We are sponsored by Metallic Dice Games. They have what you need for your gaming experience. You want to get some dice? You want to get some things to hold your dice? You check them out at metallicdicegames.com. Use code GNN at checkout, save 10%. And we are sponsored by ksspecialty.com. They are the one-stop shop for all your promotional products and gift ideas. You want to give out some pens with your name on it? That's where you go, ksspecialty.com. They have hats, t-shirts, and they are a proud sponsor of the Geek and I podcasts. So once again, thank you, Jeff. We will see you out there on the next episode.
On the next one. Layers, guys.